Hello and welcome to the Walk in Love podcast. I'm TJ.
And I'm Brooke.
And today we're going to talk about
Stuff,
life lessons, things, turtles, probably.
Waves.
Something like that, yeah.
Coffee.
And it's going to be great. Thank you for listening. Thank you for making us a part of your week. The Walk in Love podcast is a weekly conversation between Brooke and I about rhythms, faith, parenting, emotions, turtles, etc. It's a place where we laugh and sometimes cry as we try to find language to live a full life.
And if you like your listening to line up with your living, you're in the right place. You know what else is weekly?
Yeah.
Or supposed to be? No, it is. I brought back the Walk in Love weekly newsletter. I'm legit excited about it.
Weekly.
The goal is weekly,
Semi-weekly.
but there's grace there, right?
Weekly grace.
There's weekly grace. It never actually comes out because I miss it every Friday. It's a fantastic newsletter. Subscribe. I wonder how long I could do that until people are like, I really don't think I've ever gotten one. I'm going to keep checking that spam folder. Promotion? No. Distracted. You hung up new stuff and I just saw that color jump out at me. Whoa.
Yeah.
That crew neck. Are you kidding me right now?
I am not. That is for real.
Holy moly.
Okay, so the 25 Teas of Christmas.
Anyway, the newsletter's back. It is not the same as our
different email list.
General email list where we tell you about all the things. It's a specific thing.
It's sort of like if Friday finds and Brooke's baby, Brooke's brain.
I was like, what?
No, not Brooke's baby. Brooke's brain had a baby.
Yes.
Sometimes
I link stuff. Sometimes I just say stuff. Sometimes I share recipes.
Yep.
Like the Rice Krispies that I brought back. So anyway.
We'll link that email list.
I missed the last 2 weeks because my brain was like.
Is there a day that it comes out?
It comes out on Friday mornings.
Okay. If you get it on Friday morning, it's great. If it's not there, there's grace for that.
Yeah. You just think it's okay. She's trying her hardest.
Speaking of grace, upon grace, that is one of the 25 Teas of Christmas. So yesterday, two boxes. It's one of the great ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, They're not all here
8.
yet.
I know. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 15 are here. So we're missing 10. Math.
Wow. Did you go to public school?
For a little bit.
So yeah, the 25 Teas of Christmas. We've never done anything like this before.
No.
We will, starting November 16th, I believe. Yeah, November 16th. I can see it there on my calendar. We will release a new design every day for 25 days. So it will be a limited edition, sort of like the tea of the month, but a bunch of them in a row. For the Christmas season.
Yeah.
For Christmas gifts, for something for yourself. But 15 of them showed up yesterday and I'm impressed.
They are very cool.
Hired a few new designers for some of them.
Yeah.
Designed a few of myself.
What's that greeny one that I want with the big design on it?
It's just like Walk in Love Island vibes.
But what color is that? It's not moss. It's lighter than that.
It's like
it's the smiley one that I wear all the time.
I think we call it Bay or something.
Bay.
Yeah.
There it is. That's right.
But yeah, there's some really good designs. And so here's my dilemma. And maybe you can go to the Facebook podcast page, which is also linked in the show notes, to help me with said dilemma.
Okay.
Part of me wants to pick the order myself. Like 25, here's the 25 in a row. Part of me wants for people to vote on which one comes. Like, I won't give everybody all 25 options to vote on, but like, let's say
like week 1, what's coming out week 1? Or how does that work?
Or like on the 15th, I give you 2 options and whichever one you pick first comes out that day. And then the next day I bring back the option that lost.
It got left behind.
A new option. Whoa. And then people vote. And then that one comes out the next day. And then and so it just like goes like that the whole time. So it's people are voting on what comes out, but not necessarily like all of them.
Right.
Or my thought was to show the subscribers on Instagram, all of them.
Whoa.
And then let them vote.
That's a huge perk to see all 25 in advance.
See all 25 in advance and vote and then like we'll either put them in that order or
or
make
close to
executive decisions based on that order. So head to the podcast page.
These are all good ideas.
Let me know what you think. The easiest solution is probably I pick.
Right. It's pre-decided.
But now that they're all here, there was a chance that our production was going to come, like they were going to do part and then we were going to get part later.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I made up an order for them.
Yes.
So they knew which order to produce and they got them produced quicker than they thought. So that's
Wow.
where we are. And that's very exciting.
Yeah.
So November 16th, mark that in your calendars. It'll come out at 9 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Hawaii now, I think. Because
I thought we were done with daylight
So did
savings.
I. And that might be my strong feeling. Let's end it.
No, I thought we literally did. I thought the courts agreed.
I don't know. It's still
That's what everybody was talking about.
I woke up at 7 a.m.
It happened.
to watch the 1 p.m. Eastern games on for football today before church.
And they hadn't started yet.
They hadn't started yet. And I was like, what in the world? So then I checked and I was like, oh yeah, they started at 8 a.m. now, which is, so we go to church at 8. I have to be at church at 8 to teach Sunday school.
Yeah.
And so when they started at 7, I like that. Like,
you mean when the game
started at 7, I like that like 40 minutes I got to watch. But because we're at church, I missed the end of those early games. Now they start at 8. I don't get to watch the beginning of the game, but I can get back in time for the fourth quarter, which I think is actually more exciting. So I prefer this way. But on the flip side,
let the courts know.
Playing with Apex with Mike and Matt, mostly just Matt now because Mike's abandoned us, is better for the 6-hour time difference.
Right.
The 5-hour time difference makes that tricky because then I'm trying to play at 4 p.m.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We've entered the 4 p.m. zone again. Okay.
Unless Matt can go earlier, which
he can.
Let us know on the Facebook page if he should.
We just let people start voting on all sorts of stuff.
He has been able to play earlier sometimes, and he's getting out of wedding season, so I think it'll work. But my strong feelings are, let's just get rid of daylight savings time. It's too confusing. Some states do it, some states don't.
We don't.
So off with it.
How was church this morning?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I've decided that I'm going to teach Sunday school. I'm going to teach every one of my kids in Sunday school. Mm-hmm. So first I just started teaching Sundays class. So she would come because she's like very hesitant about those sort of big group activities. Mm-hmm. That's just not her vibe. Mm-hmm. So I was like teaching as sort of like a buffer to get her into Sunday school class. And then June asked me one time, will you teach my class? And so I said, yes. And then I was like, well, I might as well teach Daisy 1 week too. So I teach each of their classes once a month.
Yeah.
So today was Sunny. And then Sunny's class has a worship time across the hall. We take all the kids across the hall. And this worship time's great. We're just making a joyful noise to the Lord.
Right.
I'm all for it.
You got to remember that though, don't you?
I actively remind myself of that.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just a joyful noise.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. But today, one of the people weren't there, and there was this other guy here, and he's like, hey, they call him Papa Smitty's the guy that leads worship. So that's what they call him. He leads worship. Kids sing the songs. And then this other guy, he's like, hey, I have my friends here, so-and-so. And he's the choir leader at our church.
Okay.
And I'm going to say
I don't think I know who that is.
This is the first time I saw him.
Oh, okay.
He is appropriately themed as the choir leader. Like, he fits that profession. I don't think he gets paid for it, but he fits that persona perfectly.
Okay.
Like, he had a lot of hand motions while we were singing.
Ooh, double dream hands.
Yeah. And just like,
oh, yes. Yeah. Very like, let's direct kids with 100%. Our hands.
So he gets up and he's like, hey, we're doing a Christmas services, and we'd love to have you kids be a part of it and sing on stage and bring the joy of the Lord and the light of the world to people who will come from all over the island to see our Christmas services. Hopefully there will be thousands of people there. And he's like very excited.
He's hyping it up.
Very animated. And he's like, we're going to learn one of those songs today. And we're so excited about it. And we can't wait for you guys to be on stage in front of people. Oh. I'm standing off to the side. Sunny's sitting on her carpet square. She turns to me.
With giant eyes, I assume, as she always has.
Just like the most pissed off look on her face. Like,
she literally cannot unsubscribe fast enough.
Who is this guy that's telling me I got to be on stage?
Yeah.
Unsubscribe. Like, if I could say a swear word, there was some swear word energy in her eyes. Like, what the is this guy talking about? I'm not singing in front of anybody. Like, I will fight you right now, strange man.
Go ahead. Try to catch me as I go up that tube slide. You're never going to get me.
So, but like stuff like that really panics her. Like she,
it's very
she
real.
went from 0 to like, I think I have to go on stage in 5 minutes. Like that's how real the fear was in her eyes. So I go over to her. I'm like, Sunny, we're not going to sing on stage today. We're just practicing.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to sing on stage, you don't have to. We probably won't be here anyways.
Yeah, we won't be.
And so she's like, okay. And then he goes,
how about you, little girl? The spotlight right on her.
And then he's like, we're going to learn a song. So he gets out his phone. He's got like a big Bluetooth speaker. And it's the Hillsong song that's like, do 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 do.
Yes. Yep. Whatever it is.
Yeah. So he's like, this is the song we're going to learn. You guys are going to sing that part and part of the chorus. You're going to come out of the crowd. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. There's some energy to it.
I love it.
And so he explained, it's like, now at Taco.
There was an ad super loud. He's not paid, babe. He can't pay to subscribe. He's not a paid Spotify user. Are you kidding me?
And there's one of the ladies runs kid shakes her head. Like, it's been one of those mornings. And it's like, hey, if part of my tithe needs to go to getting this guy a pro subscription of Spotify, I'll happily pay that.
I love it. We start on the forms. Let's start making our own boxes, and checking them off.
For the choir director.
Oh, I love that character. He tithes every week. Every week.
Faithful. He's faithful with what he's been given.
Yes, but every time he marks other, and then it's just like his personal preferences of what needs done around the church.
Tiles in the kids' room.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Oh, so then we sang the songs. It was fine, but
holiday K-cups in the lobby, please.
Oh, but if I could have freeze framed that look on her face, I would just like frame it by my bed. And she's like, F no. That's not happening. So yeah, church was good.
That's great. Oh man.
So I have a game changer.
Okay.
Do I have the audio?
I think you do. I think it's under
I think it's on the second.
number 3 or 2 or 3.
Yeah, here we go.
Game changers. Changes to the game such that the game can never be played the same way again.
Okay.
I'm ready.
My game changer comes with a little bit of a tale.
Oh.
Story.
An actual
Yeah, story. Let me tell you a tale.
And not like a tail.
Tales. Not Sonic and Tails, and not a tail that grows out of your butt.
I don't think it comes out of their butts. It's above. No animal. If something is coming out of your butt, to me, that means it's between the cheeks. Okay.
That's a fair point.
That's why it's called our tailbone.
Yeah.
Right. It's where our tails used to be. And then
we evolved.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
okay.
Just like that. One instant we needed a tail, and then it's done. Tail's gone. And we can talk.
Checkbox other.
Yeah.
Start removing tails.
Just like that. We were monkeys and now we're humans. Wow.
I think we were minions first.
Yeah, that's right. I have seen a documentary where we started as minions.
And then we started as minions and then they grew out.
Let me tell you my evolution story. So we're on a whale tour.
Oh, you've told this before.
But I'm going to tell it again because it's worth telling. And this guy, this whale expert is talking about how millions of years ago, blah, 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 blah.
And might I add, he's a legitimately like an actual scientist. Like the tour we went on was not like some college intern who's like on a whale boat.
He's talking about all the whales, but then he's like, it was 4,000 years ago that they started migrating. He's given like really precise dates for
all sorts of things.
For all sorts of things. The evolution of the humpback whale. And I'm like, all right, buddy, let's chill. I don't think you know this to be exact. And then the whale does something, sticks its tail up.
An actual whale out in the water next to us.
What happened live? Someone asks, "Hey, what's that mean?
What does that mean when they do that?"
Oh, I have no idea.
We don't know. We've studied him a long time. We have no idea.
It's like,
and I was like, "There's a literal whale right here with doing some sort of behavior."
It started losing this fin 4,000 years ago in late October. All right, guy. All right, guy. I sell
late October.
I actually did watch this video. I guess we're going to sidetrack. We're an evolution podcast. I saw this video where like someone was basically like, oh, the world is 1 million years old. How can you say that it was created?
Mm.
And then he talks about how Adam was created. And when you picture Adam being created, how old is he?
When I picture Adam,
Yeah.
oh gosh, I do not know if this is theologically accurate, but in his 20s.
Yeah, he's not, there's nothing that shows in the Bible that he's created as a baby.
Oh, correct.
He's created as an adult. He's created with age.
Yes.
And so this guy was like, why wouldn't God create the world the same way?
With age.
I was like, man, I've never thought that. I was like,
whoa.
you know, I guess I believe this now.
Checkbox other. More evolution talk.
Anyways, where was I talking about? Game changer.
Yes.
Okay. Here's my game changer, which comes with a story, a different, not an evolution story, a different story. We're at the best is yet to come. Brad shows up in his plane bus.
Then he takes his shirt off.
Then he takes his shirt off.
And he puts his shirt back
Then he
on,
puts his shirt
finishes
back on,
the event.
Finish the event. The night of the event, he's like, hey, you heard of mouth tape? And I'm like, yeah, I've heard of
You
it.
were getting targeted for it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm getting targeted for it. He's like, well, here's a roll. A roll of athletic tape. I was like, is this the real stuff? He's like, no, this is cheap athletic tape from Amazon, but I'm a firm believer in the mouth taping process. So I go through the roll, I tape it, I tape my mouth. So the idea behind mouth tape is that
in case you're not getting targeted for it, you will now.
Is that a lot of us, when we fall asleep, we start breathing heavily out of your mouth, and our bodies were designed by a creator to breathe out of our nose. It does all sorts of fantastic scientific things to your body, filters the air, all this kind of stuff. And so for people who end up, like, I don't breathe out of my mouth normally.
No, you're not a heavy mouth breather.
When I fall asleep, it happens. You know, your mouth falls open, you drool, you breathe, you snore, all this kind of stuff. And so the idea is from behind mouth tape is that you tape your mouth shut, it forces you to breathe out of your nose because your body knows, hey, I can't breathe out of my mouth. I'm going to breathe out of my nose. And you have deeper, more robust sleep.
Yeah.
It helps people who have snoring problems. It helps people with sleep apnea. It helps, like, there's all the sorts of like amazing.
I believe in science. There's a lot of science behind it.
From a simple solution. Like you're not getting surgery. You're not taking medication. Like you're literally just putting a piece of tape over your mouth.
Yeah.
So Brad gives me this roll. I start doing it. The tape falls off quite a bit. I don't get, and then I kind of stopped. And then I'm getting targeted for the big brand is called hostage tape. Yeah. Which is a weird name. Yeah. No, I
understand the marketing concept, but I don't like it. I can understand something and not like it.
And so I'm like, I don't know, is that worth it? It's kind of expensive, all this kind of stuff. And then I get targeted for another one called Dream Away. And so I was like, okay, this one's a little cheaper. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try the real mouth tape. I'm going to get away from the, athletic tape and go for the real one. Hopefully it sticks better. And
it's like the difference between Oreos and
Hydrox.
Yes,
100%. And I've been using it, and game changer.
Yeah. It doesn't fall off.
Well, for one, it doesn't fall off. And two, I fall asleep so deeply and so quickly.
For you, it is you're often asleep before me, which is typically not how that works.
And I just and all of a sudden I'm awake. Like, unless I have to go to the bathroom or something, it is a little weird. I know that Brooke, it looks weird.
It does look weird.
Sleeping to someone with a big piece of tape on their mouth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it is an actual game
I just don't
changer.
look at you anymore. I'm just kidding.
I'm a believer. Yeah. So that's my game changer.
I love that.
I changed the game in a way that the game will never be the same. I'll link the Dream Away tape that I got.
Yeah. Yours is almost more like a strip.
Yeah. It's just like,
it's almost like a giant Band-Aid.
Comes in 100%. It comes in a little pack.
It's not like you're ripping and then cutting it. Yeah. And it's individual little thing.
Pack sits by my bed. I pull off a new piece and bada bing, bada boom.
Mr. Worldwide. Step in the room.
So you mentioned Oreos and Hydrox.
Yes.
When my dad used to teach sports camp at our elementary schools.
Yeah.
He had a off-brand of Hydrox.
I believe that. Yeah.
That had a layer of cream so thin that you thought maybe these are just cookies.
Yeah. You had me at cookie.
Do you have any game changers?
Oh boy, I'm certain that I do. Oh boy.
Well, no, you just told me one right before we started.
What was it?
Your Pinterest thing.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. I love Pinterest.
Game changers. Changes to the game such that the game can never be played the same way again.
I do like Pinterest. If I'm going to just scroll my phone in the evening, like this sounds silly, but intentionally, hey, I don't have anything else to be doing right now. This is my downtime. I'm not going to watch a show. That's not really my thing. I don't do it by myself. I just don't watch a lot of stuff. If I'm going to scroll, I scroll Pinterest because it makes me feel very different than if I scroll an Instagram homepage reel. Like if I just absorb all that, it's very different.
Brooke's looking on how to better her life and her house and her cooking ability. I am watching people fall down the stairs.
Great. To each his own. I love that for you. I love that for me.
I actually love it for me.
Yeah. Oh no, I actually love it for you too, because then you show me the really good ones and it's great.
It's like cackle.
Yeah. Now, I don't always, I don't do something with every single thing I pin. I don't make every recipe I save.
Yeah.
My house doesn't look 100% like my board. Like I'm not living the Pinterest life.
You don't have a giant compass?
In terms of I thought about pinning that to my board and then I was like, why would I? I already have that.
You're already living the dream.
Checked
compass
off.
in the living room. Where do I need to go?
Tile compass on my living room floor.
Yeah, boom, there it is.
Wow. But I have started being more specific with a few boards that I have. I have so many. And some of mine are so old.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I don't need to organize those right now. It's not a big deal. But the ones that are very helpful are my Christmas one. And it's mostly Christmas decorating. It's not really recipes. It's the way to decorate your house. And then our actual house one about this house specifically.
Yep.
So I only pin things to this house specifically, that board, when I'm literally thinking about this house, not a house maybe someday, not wouldn't it be great to have a cabin someday? It's not all things I love. It's specific to this house and what I know we need in this. And the more I've gotten specific with it, it's been, shocker, super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like a version of pre-making decisions on a very micro scale, because you're not actually committing to anything when you pin something. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't even really barely cost you your time.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean I pin everything under the sun.
Right.
Because it doesn't cost me anything. I'm still trying to be specific. But what it did, and it worked today, and it worked a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago when I was looking for chairs for Moms on Maui, I had enough. My dinner table is big enough when I put the two together. But I needed one more chair. Yep. And I was like, how am I going to find a chair that I like that's already on island? Because there's no good furniture place here. Right. So unless Target magically has something, which rarely happens, Walmart's not going to have my style. Maybe TJ Maxwell. And that's a total maybe.
Yep.
Did I walk in and was there one single chair left on sale that matched our stuff? And the thing is, I think it was originally a $300 chair.
Yeah.
And I think I got it for $109.
Okay.
But I didn't even hesitate to grab it and put it in my cart. Well, it didn't fit in my cart. I did carry it to the front, put my name on it. But because I had already made decisions through pinning that this is the style in this home. This is what Brooke likes.
Yeah.
That's okay. It doesn't look like this board. It doesn't look like a Joanna Gaines board. It doesn't look like it. This is what I like in my home now. So I did the same thing with my Christmas board that I've been pinning to for years now.
Yeah.
And as I scroll way down, my style has changed a little bit, but a lot of it hasn't. And so I knew I was going to go shopping today for grocery stuff, for some Christmas stuff. I needed bunko prizes. I needed some plants and vegetables. I needed a bunch of stuff. So I purposely scrolled. Big trip day. It was super fun. I purposely scrolled my Christmas board last night, which is titled Christmas Time is Here, but I don't read that. I go, Christmas time is here every time I pin to it. I
just living right.
Yeah. I purposely scrolled through it to be like, okay, Brooke, what does Brooke like? What does Brooke want? Because you're going to go to Target and it's all going to be cute. And then you're going to go to Home Depot and they're going to have all sorts of crazy big stuff and it's all fun. And I don't want to, I'm not saying that that the point of a board like this is because your house has to look one way and it's got to be again, I'm not suggesting the Pinterest life, just people say, oh, their Instagram, if they have an Instagram life. I don't mean the Pinterest version of that, but it is so helpful in terms of narrowing down stuff. And so I didn't hesitate today when I picked up a few things that felt kind of random in the cart, but they weren't because they were all things that consistently show up again and again and again. On my Christmas board.
Because on the other side of that, you can be like, oh, this is cute. And then a year later.
Well, yeah, because then Target's going to throw something else at you that's still cute.
I want it. And now I'm kind of donating it or getting rid of it. And so it's a better use of your money.
Yes.
If you stay, especially I think the the game changer was you reminding yourself before you went. Like that is
Yes, I skimmed
really
it last
smart
night.
to just like
And it, because
refresh your memory of like,
I was
this
like,
is what I like.
yes.
Yeah.
And what I have done, this is like a secondary game changer.
Okay.
I did this in our Penn Street house in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I've also done it in this one. There have been periods of time where like I don't get on Pinterest to look for an idea because there's so many ideas. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
But what was really helpful is I scrolled the board that I had pinned of like things I liked for our home. And I jotted down on actual paper, which then I took a picture of. So I had it on my phone.
Yep.
But like the things I saw over and over, like that I liked.
Yeah.
And this house is different. This house is like a lot of natural wood, a lot of white walls, but with a colored accent wall.
Floor compasses.
Lots of things like made out of like rattan or what. Anyway,
Yep.
I just jotted either like color combos or general words just to get like what's that thing where you like
Word cloud.
word cloud. Thank you. I like made my own word cloud off of my board. And then I wasn't spending all this time on my board. If I could look at my word cloud and something that I was considering fit that word cloud, that's what I did. And so mentally, that's what I did with my Christmas board last night.
Smart.
It was like tons of stuff that's velvet, tons of stuff that is like maximal in terms of like lots of disco balls.
Okay.
So many disco balls pinned. And I already have quite a few disco balls, but I saw a pack today at Target. It was the only pack there.
Okay.
And I didn't think,
A lot of ball talk.
A lot of ball talk. Do I really need these balls? These are bigger than my other balls. Like, this is 12. What am I going to do? I didn't even hesitate because I was like, that fits my Christmas word
These
cloud.
are the balls for me.
These are my Christmas balls. And I put them right in my cart. Didn't even hesitate.
Wow.
That was a long way to the well,
Okay.
but it is really helpful.
Yeah, that is good. Speaking of our house, I forgot to mention this. Normally I do like a little bit of news and update type things on the front end of the podcast, but if you made it this far, you get some special news. So we are leaving our house to come to the mainland for Christmas to visit family, do the Christmas extravaganza, which you can buy tickets for still, pop-up shop, etc. It's going to be super fun. And that means that our house is available for someone to stay in December 12th through the 29th. Those are the dates that we're gone. We're actually on the 11th through the 30th, but I want to give ourselves some buffer. So because of some archaic rules on Maui, we're not allowed to rent our house.
Right.
But here's the thing. We're allowed to rent our cars. And we're running this really great deal where if you rent our cars, that you need a place to park.
Right.
So you might as well park them in our driveway.
Right. The
And
house
if you're
comes
gonna
with
park in the driveway, might as well come inside and sleep for a few nights. But
the person we offered it to, because we usually offer it for free.
To someone for free
That we've like
yes.
genuinely prayed about for a lot of the year. We offered it to this person and there's just circumstances where they cannot come. And so they're next on the list.
Yeah.
And so now we're like, okay,
Yeah.
it's up for grabs.
Yeah. And so, but what we want to do this time is we have started the adoption process and we want to raise a little bit of money for that process. So we're hiring a consultant. Friends of ours kind of recommended this and they have a fee. And so we're trying to
Cover the fee
with someone staying at our house. And so, you can say all those dates. And our house can fit 2 families pretty comfortably. So if you wanted to come with parents or in-laws or like a sibling in their family, there's 2 suites, 1 on each floor with attached bathrooms. And then there's 2 additional rooms. And because of Moms on Maui, we can like put twin beds in them. Like we can make it work.
We have a lot of beds and bed frames. So nobody will be on the floor.
If you have serious interest and know that it's going to come at a cost, I don't want someone being like, oh, I'll do it for $50. Like, please DM me, TJ Muh-see-tis on Instagram.
Yeah.
Let's coordinate there so you don't get lost in the Walk and Love DMs. But it'd be awesome for you to stay at our home.
You come see my Christmas disco balls.
What's honestly nice about staying, like, you won't find a better deal on Maui for staying in the cars and getting
full home. Yeah.
House with all the stuff, all the snorkel gear, the boogie boards, the surfboard, the paddleboard, the truck to drive it all places, the minivan if you need more space, the extra rooms, the full kitchen, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we love that. And to use it for something that we're trying to do as a family makes it even feel sweeter. So if you're interested in having a Maui Christmas, hit me up at TJ Muh-see-tis on Instagram and we'll start chatting. It's going to be kind of like a first come, first serve type
Yeah.
thing. Whoever's like, yeah, this is me. Here you go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It is great. Like, I know that we're talking about our own house, but we had been to Maui a few times, and it was the time that we stayed in somebody else's house, somebody else who has kids, has the same amount of kids. Well, not at the time. We only had 2 kids at the time. But I remember looking to you and saying, game changer.
Yeah.
Coming here and not being shoved in a tiny little condo where we don't have anything we need. Like, we had a crib, we had
toys,
we had room, we had boogie boards, we had all this stuff. And I just remember thinking, this is so different than just like picking a rando condo and hoping that it all works out.
So no pressure, obviously, but I've mentioned a few times on my Instagram. I figured I'd mention it here, since if we're going to trust any stranger to come and stay at our house, we're going to trust a buck clencher. Let's be real. Let's be real about that right now. It does also include a compass on the floor. So first things, when you walk right in the front door, boom.
Which way do I go?
Which way do you go? It doesn't have north, south, east, and west, so I don't know which way it's pointing.
It's up to you get to decide.
Yeah. So Brooke, how was your week?
My week was good, I think. Oh, my week was really good. You just pointed at something behind you that's hanging up, which I keep looking at, that one black and white one. I think it's getting stretched out. Can you take it off the hanger?
Okay.
I'm literally staring at it this whole time. Like, I gotta take that down. I think it needs to be folded, because sweaters can't be hung. What?
Yes.
My week was.
Should we just tell them?
Should we?
Should we just go for it right now?
Let's do it.
Okay, hit it.
No drum roll. I don't know if you can hear that. Drum roll, please.
The thing we've been hinting at and really honestly giving away quite a bit.
Yes.
Is going to be launched sometime within the next 20 days.
That's the plan.
Yes.
That's the plan.
And
okay.
It is.
So here's the thing. I'm very excited. We are starting a totally separate brand. It is not separate. It's not just like a underneath Walk and Love thing.
No.
It's a totally separate brand called Sunny Morrow.
If you're the IRS, it is underneath the Walk and Love thing. But if you're not the IRS, then yes.
From a legal standpoint, it's under Walk and Love. Do we have to say that?
No, but
no. Front facing, forward facing, it is a separate thing.
Yep.
It's called Sunny Morrow, which was my childhood nickname.
Yep.
Hence that Sunny's name is Sunny and June's middle name is Morrow.
Yep.
Named after my nickname, Sunny Morrow. I was called Sunny up until
I called you Sunny.
Up until we had Sunny.
Yep.
My family called me Sunny. You called me Sunny. A couple other people did. And then it got real confusing when we named a kid Sunny. And so then we had to, everybody just calls me Brooke now. And I've adjusted. It was a hard transition when my family started going, "Hey, Brooke." And I was like, "Ha, why are you yelling at me?"
Am I in trouble?
Yeah. Why are you yelling at me all the time? It is a women's lifestyle, if you will, apparel brand. I don't know what is a lifestyle brand?
Everything.
Okay. Okay. So then it's clothing, maybe clothing.
Yeah.
It's clothing that you will feel good in and that you can have fun in.
Yes.
I'm so excited. So right now I'm looking at a denim jumper, a super cute button-up dress, a pink leopard printed or cheetah. I don't remember what that is. Ooh, that camel colored quilted jacket, a fleece shacket, a distressed flannel.
Whatever.
That's basically awesome. Amazing. It kind of looks like the Free People one. Oh, another denim jacket, a tritone sweater. That's the same thing. I see some checkers. Cardigan. I see some cardigans. I see some fleece jackets. I see bags. I see a smiley face sweater. I see 2 other puffy sweaters. Can't see the rest.
Checkered sweater.
Yeah. And more is coming.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm very excited.
The story behind it is, it's so interesting the way that the Lord works. I mean, that's just big facts. You know, and I've said this before, we've had a weird 2 years of business sans like post COVID.
Yeah.
You know, and we're learning a lot of new things and the Lord has provided. And so like, I'm confident that what we're doing is smart but it's just been weird. There's just been a lot of like unseen weird, like,
I mean, we went from doing it the way we'd always done it to closing it down entirely to not quite a full year of like praying, seeking, like figuring it all out to starting it this new way. And not even a year into the new way, COVID happened.
Yeah.
Which changed everything, especially about online business. Yeah. And so it's like our new way of doing Walk in Love skyrocketed in a different direction, not because of the new way, but because of the circumstances of COVID. So when we came out of those unicorn years, it was like, what does this look like?
And it was also like there were supply chain issues.
Yeah, 100%. It changed everything.
So much different stuff. And so because of all that, I would say I lost a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Like over the last year and a half of just like, do I even know what I'm doing anymore? All this kind of stuff. And then we get this, I get this notification from Shopify. Will you grab that?
Yeah. Which we did, I think we talked about on here. I'm not sure.
That says, hey, you've won an award from Shopify. Can we send it to you? And I'm like, okay. So I fill out my information. I get this package in the mail. And then it's basically like the YouTube play button for Shopify. So it's this award.
Right, because YouTubers get a plaque.
Yeah,
or different plaques based on
certain amount of subscribers.
It's not plays. It's how many subscribers. It's cool. You'll see them like hanging in their studios.
And so I get this award. Congratulations, Walk in Love, on reaching 100,000 orders. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like, I can't believe we did that. And I tell the story. I'm excited about it. And Jeff texts me.
You took a picture and sent it to him, right?
Yeah, and he
saw the Instagram.
And he's like, dude, that's so crazy. Congratulations. Crazy that it took him 3 years to get it to you. And I'm like, what? And so then
you read the date that's engraved.
And the date engraved is July 26, 2020. And so there was this moment of like, wow, I've achieved this award and now I'm on the downhill to this very different perspective shift of like, oh, we did this years ago. I'm just now hearing about it while I'm in sort of like an emotional mental slump. And to me, it was like a real encouraging word from the Lord that was like, hey, I knew when you would need this.
Yes.
And I like,
and this plaque is getting sent to you now.
Yeah.
Not January or July of 2020.
Conversation about, okay, we obviously know what we're doing to some degree. Like not everybody gets this many orders and this type of award. So how can we utilize those skills? We were also reading this book, which we're going to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Which ties into it as well. So I don't want to give the full story away. Yeah. But how can we utilize the skills that we have to maybe, because Walk in Love is different than we thought it was.
Right.
And to honestly, to take some pressure off of it, because we often feel like there's so much pressure on this one
business. If we only open 4 times a year. And then of course there's teas of the month, you know, so we're not just open, but it's a whole thing of like,
have led to Sunny Morrow.
Yes.
Which is, and the heart behind Sunny Morrow is like similar to the heart behind Moms on Maui. Is like, and we shared that reel last year. I know.
Clip. I'm gonna cry all over again.
That's like, you know, there's something so real about being a mom where your head's down, taking care of your little kids, barely getting any sleep. They're hanging off your chest. Like life is hard. Your body's changing. You're not as thin as you used to be.
Yep.
Losing weight is hard. All this kind of stuff.
Everything feels hard.
And so you come out of that and you're like, who am I?
I don't know. I'm a mom now.
I'm a mom now, but I also am a woman who wants to feel beautiful.
Yes.
Who wants to feel.
I want to feel like myself.
I don't want to feel chuggy.
That self is. Wow. Look at you.
Felt it. I fit
it in. And then you acknowledged it, which I think is how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yes. Because when I say that I want to feel like myself, like I want to feel like myself who I am today.
Yeah.
I don't mean I want to feel like myself pre-kids. Yeah. I don't want to feel like
You're not putting low-rise jeans back on.
Can you imagine? I literally can't imagine what would be coming out over the top of those. No, thank you. That is the biggest unsubscribe button I could ever hit.
I just, I hit a milestone this week.
Oh, you did try on some jeans.
I put on some former skinny jeans.
Which you never wear jeans here. So it's like you hadn't even tried them on in years.
And I was just like, no, I'm not this guy.
They're not quite the style anymore. And you have been working out strongly for 2 years now. So and so they just didn't quite fit your quads.
A little bit bigger.
There was at one point I said, are you sure those aren't my jeans? Like, are we positive? We have a lot of similar black jeans. Are you sure? Those are yours.
And so the heart behind Sunny Morrow is like to give moms who, again, there's nothing wrong with this, but there is definitely a fashion trend out there that's just like all tan. And that's not Brooke's vibe. Like
bland tan, which is fine. I actually have some tan items and I love tan.
But it's like to give moms, ladies, something fun to wear, to make them
if that resonates with you. If you're putting disco balls in your cart for Christmas, because that's who you are, and you're not this again, like TJ just said, I am not dissing the other side of this coin. but I'm not me personally. Like I'm not the like farmhouse, all tan, like, I don't know. I can't think of anybody's names right now who would be like in that world of design and like clothing and stuff. Like it's just not me.
Yeah.
And so when I dress that way, I end up not totally feeling like myself. Yeah. And so it was when it really started when in August I went to Charlotte for that beauty counter conference, and I needed to pack clothes for like a business casual event.
Yeah. You had to walk on stage.
I had to be on stage. And so I was like, okay, what literally, not in a dramatic way. What am I going to wear?
Yeah.
Like literally, what am I going to wear? Because I had not bought a single thing since the last year that I went, had to walk on stage, and I knew what I wore that time. Yeah. So I was like, can't wear it again. I mean, I could have, no one would have known, but I would have known.
Yeah.
And it mattered to me. And so I didn't know what to do. I hadn't bought anything new in a year, which is just kind of another thing. I was just like, I don't know. I don't even know what to buy because I don't even totally know what I like, but I kind of do, but I also wear a lot of Walk in Love. So I buy this bright pinky purple jumpsuit from Target. It was literally from the Lord, I swear, that I walked in and it was there and it was in my size, and it actually for being Target, it actually like fit really well. And I just couldn't believe it. So I wore that to walk on stage, and I've worn it a few times then because I really, really like it. And I think I text you. I know I text Bianca. I just said,
I'm sorry.
Gonka.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Okay, yes. Yeah. Gonka. Yeah. I haven't felt this much like myself because of clothing in so long.
Right.
Like so long. Now here's what's crazy. I'm at that event for like 4 days, like with travel included, maybe 5. Like I was there for a little bit. Not wearing Walk in Love stuff because it was just like, that wasn't really the attire of the event. I was like wearing
a little more professional.
So I had packed basically all jumpsuits. I had borrowed some stuff from Bianca, and I was ready. And I'm internally having this moment as I pack, as I go, as I get dressed, as I go on stage, as I do other things, like, wow, I feel very different. And again, not because I'm not wearing Walk in Love. It has nothing to do with Walk in Love, but just like, I feel I had reasons to get ready for a couple days in a row. There was a dance party, like I just don't do that in my normal life, but it's causing this internal dialogue of, wow, Brooke, your clothes are affecting you more than you think they are, which is crazy because we talk about it all the time from like a reminders perspective. And I fully believe that wearing the reminders you need matter. It actually will make a difference in your life. And so then on the other side of like, when it's not when I'm not wearing a t-shirt and needing the reminder of every day, what am I wearing? Having this internal conversation. I am sitting in the not lesson, the main part of the conference. And I am pretty sure that this lines up like within a few hours. I could scroll back far enough and check. I am sitting listening to the guy talk about the raft story.
Yep.
He is on stage telling the story about the guy who's on this journey and he builds a raft. And we've if you missed that episode, it's one of my favorite ones we've ever done.
Whoa.
Oh, hands down. It's one of my strong feelings. There's mine.
Gosh.
It's one of my favorite.
I mean, prepare a guy. Oh, I like that joke.
It's only a few episodes ago, but I'm sitting listening to that, and you text me and say, 100%. You text me and say, hey, I have an idea. And do you know how many texts you send me that start with, hey, I have an idea?
I've started to change the way I text, where I send the light bulb and I send random idea alert.
Yes.
And then I give my idea.
And then you give it. Because you have so many ideas. We talk about them in person, but when we're traveling, when one of us is traveling, we've talked about this before. We're not like heavy texters the whole time. No. I don't really FaceTime the kids. You don't really FaceTime the kids. We just kind of like go do our own things, and then we come back together and talk about it all.
Yeah.
And so you text me, hey, I have an idea or whatever.
Yeah.
And you proceed to tell me, okay, so here's the thing. Like, we have all these micro skills, like we've been talking about from this book, blah, 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 blah. We got that award. We obviously know the clothing world, the fulfillment world, the like marketing and all these things. Like, what if we start another clothing brand that's like just for women? And I think you even gave it the name.
Yeah.
Maybe. I can't remember. And I remember reading it. I skimmed it really fast because I was like, what is this long text about?
Are all the kids okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, is everybody okay? Okay. And I just remember thinking,
scroll back. There's scroll past the shirtless pics that I
Yes,
sent.
yes, yes. There's a lot of scrolling involved. I just remember things like you. Are these jeans too tight? You're like doing it from afar. It comes a trial.
TJ does this one weird thing.
Every time I travel,
Charlie sends me photos of himself in cutoffs.
Yeah. What's the line that he yells?
There are dozens
of us. I was like, I couldn't get it out. And as I always do, I was just having a conversation with my friend Jill about this like 2 days ago, that I'm like a 2-day processor.
Yeah.
Like there's some things in life where I know immediately what I think, what I feel. But with other stuff, I'm like, okay, let me think about that. Like I literally need time to figure out what I think about that deeply. And so I read your message and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, maybe. But it wasn't a hard yes. It also wasn't a hard no. It was just like, there's an idea and I'm going to sit on it. And I don't think it took me more than 24 hours to be like, yes, 100% yes. Actually, this makes a lot of sense. Oh my word, why didn't we think of this before? Oh my word, I'm so excited. Like the spiral. But it's just like the timing of it all is just.
We definitely weren't planning on talking about this.
No, not at all.
And
not at all. It's like the Lord is so kind. And he's kind in so many ways.
Yep.
And sometimes it's little things like that actually aren't that little.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think if we pay attention and we look back and which we talk about a lot in our Rhythms Made Simple course, like how reflection, there is so much power in reflection, both big and small and spiritual and emotional. And also like did that work last week with our laundry, like all of it. And that's such a big missing piece of so many people's daily lives and like how they move through this world. Everybody's so forward facing, just like plowing through. Yeah. And it like, when I think back even to August, which isn't even that long ago, and I'm like, here's the books we were reading at the time, which felt like they came out of nowhere. And then here's this award, which
the book felt
like it came out of nowhere.
Jesse Early coming to sing, to do a songwriter's
She was leading a workshop for a different church.
And then saying, hey, could we stay an extra day in your house?
And I said, sure, of course.
Sitting at the counter talking. And she's like, we love
this.
We have this friend that came and taught at our church that read this book. And anytime someone's like, oh, we have a friend that wrote a book, I'm always like, did they though?
That's so bad. Because we have tons of friends that wrote very real books.
But I'm like, is this a real book or is it like a PDF I can download? And that's not very kind of me.
I think the same thing. I'm like, okay, prove it. You send me that Amazon link. I better be able to toggle between Kindle, hardcover, and paperback, or it does not count. We're going to get a book deal and it's only going to be like digital. Dang it.
Anyways, but she recommended it. We bought it right away.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of our rules. If a friend that we like love and trust recommends a book, we buy it right away.
Yes.
And we don't.
Sometimes we read them right away. Sometimes we don't. This one I devoured in like 4 days.
And so so like you just think about like how kind the Lord is.
Yeah, I think about that, and then I'm going on this trip, which causes me to think about my clothes, which like doesn't normally happen because everything's hot here, and I wear the same stuff every day. You know, and then you're having these other conversations, and then I'm sitting like in the raft session, basically give or take a couple hours, like is all happening during that time. And you send this, and I so clearly see now that that story about the raft and the forest and all that resonated deeply with me for a lot of reasons. Yeah. But a lot of it was work related.
100%.
And we talked about that, and we're changing the way we're going to do 2024 collection launches for Walk and Love because of the raft we're setting down and what we're heading into now. And so it's just
and I think about this.
So cool.
Yeah, like you say, the Lord is kind. Like this award, which again should have arrived July, maybe late July, early August 2020.
Yeah.
We're 2 months into living here.
No, we're in Pennsylvania in 2020.
Are we?
We moved in 2021.
Okay.
We're still on like quasi lockdown stuff happening then.
So business is booming.
Yes.
During this.
Yes.
I probably would have received it and been like, oh, that's so great. Like, of course, like things are going, that makes sense. Like it's good, you know, and to receive it 3 years later when, you know, things are a little bit harder for me.
The economy is different for sure.
Yeah. Like, again, that just shows the kindness of the Lord. Like he was kind enough to delay this 3 years and let it arrive while I'm reading the perfect book, while you're at the perfect conference, while I'm texting the perfect friend for this type of thing. And it's just like, it all just like, again, it's just so cool. And so we're very excited to be launching this. It's called Sunny Morrow. Definitely didn't think we were going to talk about it on the podcast today, but here we are.
Is there an Instagram?
There is.
It's blank.
It's blank, but you can go follow it. Sunny Morrow Shop is the Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll also put the email sign up in the show notes. You won't get like a welcome email or anything. We haven't even said anything.
We were not planning about talking about this.
If anybody gets to know first, it's the butt clenchers.
But if you sign up, when we do have a welcome email, can't we send people on that journey delayed?
Yes.
Can't I say like send all now?
Yeah. 100%.
I think I can.
100%. So it'll launch sometime in November.
Yeah.
And we're very excited about it. The sort of like baseline thing when we were starting to like shop from different manufacturers and stuff was I kept telling Brooke, this was my line. It has to be a home run. It has to be a home run for Brooke.
Okay. So do you know how I know what my home runs are? Make me cry. Because I have a secret Pinterest board. And I make a lot of my boards secret, which like, I love that Pinterest does that. It's fine. But they didn't used to do that. Every board you had was public and people could see anything you were pinning. Am I ever looking at what people are pinning? No, never. So do I think people are doing that to me? No, never. However, I have like a secret board, private board. I guess they call it secret, but it's really just private. Of like, like clothing, outfits, different things. And it was through that, because one, I was afraid, I made this a long time ago, but it's so silly, but it's real. Like I was afraid to publicly pin something because what if I like it, but somebody else didn't? Or what if they thought like, oh, she'd wear that? Like all the internal dialogue is always there for me. Like, I found such relief in the private boards option when they added that, which is, again, it's not really about that, but it like spoke to something like, oh, what does Brooke want? What does Brooke want to wear? Nobody's going to know what I'm like trying out or not trying out, literally in pinning something. Like I said, so low stakes.
Yeah.
However, and I did this years ago. I remember talking about this on Walk and Live's Instagram a very long time ago. That was super helpful to me because in the same way of like a word cloud kind of idea, I was actually able to see what I really like rise to the surface, me personally. And that has been so much easier when shopping and wanting to spend my money well or spend a gift card well or ask for the right thing or invest in the right piece so that I'm not then buying 4 more things at Target over the next year in hopes that they check this box and they don't. And so I just circle it all back to that little game changer.
Yeah.
Like
that it was that's when
that is how I found what is a home run for me in my closet. What's going to stay there like year after year. And it's worked. I have stuff in my closet now that like it checked every box and it's why it's still there. I mean, I do those like real mom style reels and people are like, where are your overalls from? And I'm like, LOL, Aerie 4 years ago and they don't make them anymore. And I'm sorry about that. Hashtag worst influencer. You can't go buy it. Yeah. But like, I knew that when I saw those, that screamed me. Yeah. And so I bought them in 3 colors and I just went with it.
Yeah.
And they're still in my closet. And so that's what I want it to be. I hope that every piece we do, just like is going to be a home run in your closet. Help you feel like yourself.
Yep.
Help you be a little more fun. If you feel like that's the version of you that you're like, that's more me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear black and tan every day. And again, I wear a lot of black and tan, but
that's good.
Anyway,
that's
wow.
Really
this
good.
was, we had a whole separate topic, we were going to get into. We didn't. But that's okay.
That's okay. All right. Well, I think that's it.
We have some work to do if we just we just told everybody about it. Shoot. There's no website. There's no anything. Okay. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Comes out tomorrow morning. It's fine.
It's fine. It's already out because of the time change. I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for making us a part of your week. Join the Butt Clencher community on the Facebook page. Let me tell this story. So weeks ago, I talked about, maybe even months ago, I talked about how I didn't win any honors at graduation.
Right.
And so I grabbed my brother's honors, and then I grabbed every medal I'd ever won and a stopwatch, and I had my mom take a picture for me. She found those pictures and sent them to me. So they are on the Facebook page. What I didn't notice when she sent me those pictures was that not only did I put on every medal on over my graduation robe, I also put all my trophies around me at my feet. So if you look at the zoomed out picture on the Facebook page, you'll see all these wrestling trophies down by my feet. Mm-hmm. And then my mom also...
Who said you weren't going to turn into something, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Look at that guy.
Look at that guy.
And then my mom also sent me a picture of her apple kitchen. So we've talked
You've talked about the apple kitchen,
the infamous apple
a couple
kitchen.
Times.
And it is now on the Facebook page.
Yes.
So great reasons to join.
Yeah.
And if we ever forget to link something in the show notes, that's the best place to like say, hey, you've... Because like, honestly, sometimes I literally just forget that we mentioned it.
Yes.
And then
to add it in.
And I don't listen to the podcast until after it comes out.
Yeah.
And so
anyway,
that's all the news that we have for today. But thank you for making us a part of your week. Thank you for listening, and get excited for a sunny morrow.
I know.
Did not expect to say that.
No.
But here we go.
Okay. I love you. Bye.